In this lesson, we will learn how to translate our run cycle forward. The key is to keep the feet steady during the moment in which they plant. So that's why we wanted to make sure that the feet move back at a constant speed. For this very reason, let's go ahead and show our controls and grab our global control. And here's what we'll do. We'll go to frame 1. We'll go to our translate z-axis, right click and choose key selected. We'll now do the same thing on frame 15, right click and choose key selected. And now let's move over to our graph editor. Alright, so from there we want to highlight our function curve and set it to linear so that the character will move up at a constant speed. We'll now go ahead and grab the key on 15, and this is what we want to start tweaking. We just want to adjust its value. So as the character starts to push forward and then plant, now we can start to bring this key up. So let's hold down shift and drag the character up until the point where he feels like he really plants his foot and it doesn't slide. So there might be a little bit of sliding in the end, but it should be barely noticeable. If you have way too much sliding, that's simply because, again, your feet do not move at a constant speed when they plant. So I'd say we're just about there. Alright, that looks like the magic value here. If anything, if I were to be nitpicky, I might just go ahead and translate the character up just a bit more. And I think that looks pretty fantastic. So it looks like we have a value of about 11.2 to work with. Let's go ahead and see how this looks in our viewport. We'll hide our curves and play this back. Take a look. Very convincing. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to our function curve now. So I'll just go ahead and undo to select the F curve. The last thing we want to do here is go to post infinity cycle with offset so that it will continue forward. Now we can go ahead and set our range to, let's say, 300. We can have him run for about 10 seconds or so. Let's start it back. Hit play. And there we have it. 10 seconds might be a bit too much. I might just go ahead and set the range to about, let's say, frame 40. Okay. But either way, you can see now we have a very convincing run. Go ahead and take a look at this in different views. Very cool. Alright, so in this lesson we have learned how to translate a run cycle forward. The same thing goes for walk cycle. Again, we have a tutorial on how to create walk cycle, so feel free to take a look at that if you'd like. But remember, the steps are essentially the same. We look at the time at which the foot is planted, and we start to adjust our end key at the end of our range until the sliding has been adjusted to a point where it's hardly noticeable.